All right, y'all. So making this video, I think this right now it's Saturday afternoon. I think on Tuesday evening I did a yoga workout, and I meant to make the video then, but then I just decided to just make it right now. Why not? It's better late than never. But basically, kind of what I wanted to say was that. The benefits of yoga, in my opinion, I know there's I'll just kind of go over the benefits that I've read about and that I've noticed initially, but now kind of the benefits I'm noticing even more as I continue to practice yoga. So first, one benefit I noticed when I kind of started, I think I started yoga, I'm 30 right now, so probably around 20, 23, 24, maybe younger, maybe 22. I know I started around in college. I think during maybe track, when I ran track, I noticed our coaches might have introduced me to yoga, or an athlete might have introduced me to yoga. I'm trying to remember, but I know for sure I started practicing it much more often in around a year or 2 years after school, after college, so 23, 24. But ever since that, honestly, I've been doing it consistently every year. I would say, honestly, if I can do it once a week at least, I try to. And the reason I say it's a benefit is because I know, obviously I'm not I don't necessarily lift super heavy. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not maxing out when I lift, but I do lift weights. And I do work out to build muscle and things like that. But I notice when you do that, sometimes what happens is your muscles just get very tense. You lose your flexibility. And I always like to feel like I'm loose. I don't like to, I want to feel strong, but I also don't like to feel tense. I don't want to feel overly compact. I want to feel loose. I want to feel like I can be flexible, but I can be strong, but I can also, have good cardio, have good strength, just be a healthy person. I don't just want to be strong or athletic, I want to be healthy too. And I feel like that's where yoga comes in. If you're just working out for strength, I feel like sometimes you neglect your flexibility, and as you get older in age, you might be strong, but then you start to notice your joints are hurting. Things like that. Or even in fitness, sometimes you work out, let's say, to get faster, to jump higher, to lift more, but then you notice that your recovery is struggling, and yoga will help with that. So that stuff I kind of noticed right away when I started doing yoga, like I said, let's see, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But what I notice now, currently, is actually something that I think I actually just noticed this past Tuesday, or maybe in the past 2-3 weeks. So what I noticed when I do yoga is this. You have to hold a pose. Let's say, see, that's the one thing I do. I'm not good with the pose names, but the one where you kind of put your arms up, you have one leg forward. It's not what is it called? I know the vinyasa flow, but any pose where you have to hold it, where your legs are kind of having to maintain the posture. You have to keep your core strong, keep your back straight. Anything where you have to maintain a posture for usually I try to hold it for 60 seconds, a minute, maybe 30 seconds. But anything where you have to, again, hold your posture. What it's teaching me is honestly patience. Obviously, you have to be able to hold that pose. And sometimes when you're doing yoga, to me, I'm so used to just go. So you do a workout, you're okay, let me get through this rep. And I know that in general, even with any workout, you're supposed to have good form. You're supposed to make sure you, maybe if you're benching, hold it at the bottom and then push out. Same thing with squats, same thing with push-ups, things like that. You want to make sure you're having good form and you're holding the pose to create the right tension, I guess, if that's the right word. But with yoga, I feel like it forces you to, because if you're holding your pose, you have to actually have good, you can have bad, and I know anybody, so if you're a beginner, even I would still consider myself beginner to intermediate. you obviously you're not gonna have the best form, but it's gonna almost force you to have good form, because for you to keep holding that, like again, like why am I forgetting the names? For you to hold any pose, like you're gonna notice that you're gonna have to be patient with the pose. You're gonna have to like calm your mind because you're trying to balance yourself, and you're gonna have to compose yourself, be patient, trust your body, things like that, where it's not like you can just like say like I'm just gonna get through this yoga workout and be done. No, you can't do that. You actually have to use your mind. You have to be calm. You have to get in a what is it called, a Zen mode, and that's something that I've really noticed recently, where obviously like meditation is very good for meditation, where you can calm your mind, but also like again the patience side of it. So if like you're noticing, like for example with me, I'm in business and looking to grow my business, and I'm using it now where it's like, okay, like when I'm doing yoga, like if I say I'm gonna do it for 30 minutes, I'm not looking at my clock and saying like it's 30 minutes up. I'm not like trying to just power through the workouts. Like I'm actually like intentionally focusing on each pose. And again, it's hard to not do that anyways, because your body's gonna force you to do it just to contain that posture, just to have good posture, just to be balanced. So that's something that's teaching me patience, being in a Zen mode. And that's pretty big. Like I don't know, like I just noticed that most workouts, it's just like I'm trying to use as much force as possible, or even if I'm not doing that, I'm trying to power through the workout. With yoga, I feel like you really can't. Like it forces me to calm down, and that's like just a different side of working out that I never witnessed. And that's why I encourage everybody to do yoga. Like no matter like what fitness you're doing, I will put it up there like as one of my. So like I would say running to me is very big. Like I always like to include a run in my workouts, just because having your heart rate, to me, is again, it's about health. Like having a good heart rate is very important. Like no matter how athletic, whatever accomplishments you can have, being able to actually have good cardiovascular health is gonna mean that you get to live long, you get to see your kids, you get to get married, whatever your long-term goals are in old age, maybe have grandkids, whatever, you get to kind of do all those things because you're gonna be healthy at an older age. So I always look at that, to me, like I don't, like all the other stuff come after. If you can have good cardiovascular health, that's running and things like that are gonna give you that. Yoga is gonna give you good flexibility, obviously help you build stronger joints, all those things. So yoga is there. And lifting too, I would include lifting in there because obviously you wanna gain strength. So yeah, running, yoga, lifting. To me, those are very important workouts. And sometimes body weight workouts can substitute lifting. But again, yoga also brings a different aspect of those workouts where you actually have to be in the right mind state to do yoga. And even if you're not, it's gonna force you to almost come in that right mind state where right after you're done with the workout, you feel much calmer, you feel much more relaxed. Honestly, you can't cheat yoga. That's something, you know what, I think that's actually the point I was really trying to make. I was kind of just rambling, but you can't cheat yoga. So like, you really can't cheat any workout because you're gonna notice in the results that you're cheating, but with yoga, you can't cheat. For example, if I were to do push-ups, actually, let me see if I can show that right now. So if I were to do push-ups right now, and this is kind of a small space, but look, I can go like this and stop right here, come back up. That's kind of cheating. That's like you didn't do the full workout, right? To yoga, again, if I were to do I keep forgetting this name. If I were to do this pose, yeah, I can cheat and like not completely go down. But if I'm gonna hold it like this, like see how I'm losing balance already? It's like, okay, go down a little bit. Now I'm more balanced. See, now I'm more stable. Same thing with like that. Like you can't, it's hard to cheat because your body's kind of telling you like, for you to hold that posture, you almost have to get in the right you have to do the posture properly. You can't have a wrong posture and your body's not gonna like fall over. So that's kind of what I really like about it. It's like I've also noticed like I was kind of mentioning before, with having patience, being calm, and in my other areas of life, I'm noticing that I'm using yoga to like improve my other areas of life, such as like in my business, where I'm like, okay, like if I'm not, I mean, like again, any workout, if you're gonna cheat it, you'll notice that you won't see the results. But with yoga, in real time, it will tell you that you're cheating your workout. And obviously, so like let's say you're a person that's not very flexible, right? And then all you can do is like right here for this pose, or like you just go like that. You're not completely going all the way down. That's fine, but your body is letting you know like, okay, I am doing this pose to the best of my ability. Because if you're not, again, you're gonna lose balance. You're gonna lose balance. You're not gonna be like completely in the workout. You're gonna, for the most part, you're gonna lose balance. And that's something I've noticed, like where it's hard to cheat yoga because each pose is meant to be done a certain way, and if you don't do it right, your body's just not gonna be aligned, and you're gonna like, again, it's gonna tell you like, hey, like get all the way down because you're gonna tip over. And so you can't cheat it. And same thing, like I use the same mantra, I don't know the best word. Yeah, maybe the same mantra, the same motto in life. It's like you can't cheat life, you know, like if you want results in business, in relationships, just financially, in knowledge, like at some point you will realize you're cheating yourself and the results will show that. But with yoga, it shows it in real time. Like if you're cheating your workout, you're cheating a pose. And again, it doesn't matter. If you're a beginner, like there's some poses like my right hip flexor, for some reason it's just not flexible. So if I will get into certain poses, my body just won't go all the way down. But I know that I'm doing it to the best of my ability. So if I cheat it, again, I will most likely lose balance. I'll start to tip over, which is again balance. I will just not be able to hold that pose for as long as I can, which is weird because it's like the more intense you actually make the pose, where like you go into the pose correctly, it might burn more, but you actually might hold it longer sometimes. So that's what I've noticed with yoga. It's hard to cheat yoga. And some workouts, I feel like again with benching, push-ups, even squats, like you don't have to go all the way down. With yoga, like you better get in that pose correctly because you're gonna tip over if you don't. So I really like that aspect where I feel like I can't cheat a workout in yoga, I can't cheat a pose, and it's kind of transitioning into my real life because I noticed like, again, in business, I can't take shortcuts. If I want to reach the goals I want to reach in relationships, same thing, I can't take shortcuts. If I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in, if I want to grow financially, I can't take shortcuts because at some point, the shortcuts, or like if you're cheating yourself, maybe other people might not notice, but you can tell, right? You can tell that like, if you want to lose weight and you know that you ate that extra cookie, well, that's why you didn't lose the weight. And same thing, if you want to gain muscle and you know you went to the gym and then you were half-assing it, well, in a month, 2 months, you're gonna see results and you might not be proud of the results you get because you were cheating yourself. But with yoga, if you do yoga, I would say for the most part, your body will let you know right away in real time that you're cheating it because you're not gonna be able to hold the balance. You might tip over, fall over, and again, that's fine. If you fall over, just get back, get in the pose again. Obviously, there's different levels from beginner to intermediate to advanced, whatever. But I would say this holds mostly true for like intermediate to advanced because when you're beginning, obviously, you might not be able to hold a pose anyways because it's just your beginning. But when you start to get better at the poses, if you try to cheat it and you fall over, you're gonna be like, oh, that's because I didn't get in the pose correctly and I should have gotten a pose correctly. So I really like that aspect, and like I'm using it like as a lesson to me when I'm doing it because I've noticed I lack patience, which again, I'm coming back to what I had mentioned, patience. So if I'm doing a yoga workout, it's like, I can't keep looking at, like if I say 30 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes, I can't keep looking at my clock or like the timer I set to say, oh, why this workout is not over yet. It's like I have to actually be intentional because again, if I get into a pose and I'm not intentional, I'm gonna tip over, and then now it's just I'm wasting my yoga practice. So hope I wasn't just rambling, but that's something I realized like in the past few weeks when I've been doing yoga. It's just that it's a very good workout for me to like learn to not cheat myself, and I'm also applying it to like the other areas of my life again, like financially, relationships, business, and obviously my workouts too. Like anywhere where you want to grow, I think if you can use yoga, it can teach you patience and it can teach you to actually not cheat yourself. Hope that made sense.